think about that moment, first thing, grabbing your chai, or maybe that little sweet snack you look forward to later on. Sweetness. It's just what part of life, isn't it?
It really is something we all enjoy.
But have you ever, really paused to think about what sugar is? Beyond just tasting sweet, is it really the bad guy everyone makes it out to be, or is it more complicated?
That's a great question. It seems simple, but when you dig in, there's quite a bit to understand about how it works in our bodies and where it actually comes from.
Exactly. So that's what we're doing in this deep dive. We want to get past the usual talk and really unpack it, what sugar is, where it hides sometimes in plain sight, and what it really does to your body, and importantly, your brain. We're drawing on some solid insights here, mainly from Dr. Surta Ram Vishnoi's work, Sugar, the Sweet Truth Uncovered, and The Truth About Sugar.
Right. Those provide a really good framework. Our aim here is just to connect those key ideas for you, make it clear, make it useful, without getting bogged down in, heavy science jargon.
Perfect. Okay, so basics first. What is sugar? Fundamentally, we use the word all the time, but what are we actually talking about biologically?
Well, at its core, sugar is a simple carbohydrate. It's a primary source of energy for us. But sugar isn't just one thing. There's glucose. That's the body's main fuel.
Okay.
Then there's fructose, found naturally in fruits, honey. Sucrose, that's your regular table.
Yeah.
Sugar, actually, one glucose plus one fructose molecule joined together.
Right.
Lactose is the sugar in milk. And then the big category, added sugars. These are the ones put into foods during processing or preparation.
So it sounds like glucose, at least, is something we actually need. It's not inherently bad.
Exactly right.
Oh.
Glucose is vital. Our brains run on it. Our muscles use it. The real issue, and this comes through clearly in Dr. Vishnoi's work, is the sheer amount we often consume and, critically, the type, especially those added sugars.
Right, the added ones. We know the obvious culprits, like candy bars and sodas. But what about the less obvious places? Where does sugar hide that might surprise people?
Oh, this is where it gets interesting. It's surprisingly common in savory foods, too. Think about packaged bread or mini breakfast cereals.
Really? Bread?
Yeah, often added for flavor, sometimes texture, even preservation. And things like tomato ketchup, pasta sauces, they can be packed with it.
Wow.
Even foods that sound healthy, like fruit juices, they concentrate the natural sugars but strip out the fiber. Flavored yogurts are often loaded. Energy bars, protein powders, and they can have a surprising amount too.
Even things labeled low fat or diet, that seems counterintuitive.
It does, but often when they take fat out, they add sugar back in to make it taste better, improve the mouthfeel. That's why reading labels is just so crucial.
So important.
Because all these hidden added sugars, they contribute to those really fast blood sugar spikes, then the inevitable energy crash, and more cravings.
Okay, so we're probably getting more than we think. What are the actual consequences for our bodies when we consistently have too much, beyond, just putting on weight?
Weight gain is definitely part of it, yeah. Added sugars are often empty calories, meaning they don't really fill you up.
Yeah.
But the impact goes much deeper.
Like what?
Well, consistently, high sugar intake can lead to insulin resistance. Your body's cells stop responding properly to insulin, which is a major step towards type 2 diabetes.
Okay, that's serious.
Very. Dr. Vishnoi also talks about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. This is particularly linked to how the liver processes large amounts of fructose, especially from things like high fructose corn syrup.
Right.
Then there's the impact on heart health. It can mess with your cholesterol levels, increase triglycerides, promote inflammation throughout your body.
Inflammation too.
Yeah. And of course, the obvious one, dental health. Sugar feeds the bacteria that cause cavities.
I think I also read something about skin, sugar affecting skin aging.
Yes. That's a fascinating one. It's a process called glycation. Basically, sugar molecules can attach to proteins like collagen and elastin in your skin.
The stuff that keeps it firm?
Exactly. And that glycation process can make them stiff and less elastic.
Right.
Potentially leading to, wrinkles and sagging appearing sooner. And we can't forget mood. Those sugar highs and crashes, they can really impact irritability, fatigue.
Makes sense.
Over the long haul, all this adds up.
Oh.
It can contribute to something called metabolic syndrome. Basically, a cluster of conditions like high blood pressure, high blood sugar, unhealthy cholesterol levels, and excess belly fat, significantly raising your risk for heart disease, stroke, and diabetes.
That's quite a list. It really paints a picture, and it connects to why we might feel almost hooked on sugar sometimes if it affects energy and mood so much.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the brain connection. Is sugar addiction a real thing?
Well, addiction is a strong word, but there's definitely a powerful biological mechanism at play. Sugar activates the brain's reward system.
How does that work?
When you eat sugar, it triggers a release of dopamine. That's a neurotransmitter linked to pleasure, motivation, reinforcement. It feels good. It's the same system that lights up with other rewarding things. Evolutionarily, sweetness often meant high energy, which is good for survival, so our brains are kind of wired to seek it out.
So that intense craving isn't just lack of willpower. There's actual brain chemistry involved.
Absolutely. That dopamine hit creates a loop. You feel good, so you want more. Dr. Vishnoi's work points out how this can feed into patterns like emotional eating using sugar for comfort. It might also affect focus, and some research even links high sugar intake over time to increase risks for depression and anxiety symptoms.
This really highlights the difference between, say, eating an apple and eating a handful of candy, doesn't it? Can we dig into that natural versus added sugars?
Yes, that distinction is key. Natural sugars, like those in whole fruits, vegetables, milk, they come as part of a package deal.
Meaning
They come with fiber, water, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. All that stuff slows down digestion. The fiber, especially, means the sugar enters your bloodstream more gradually.
right, you feel fuller, more sustained energy compared to...
Yeah, exactly. Compared to added sugars, think candies, cookies, sodas, most processed stuff. These sugars are often stripped of any nutrients. They hit your system fast, give you that quick spike, but offer basically zero nutritional value, just empty calories.
So the message isn't fear all sugar?
Not at all. The message from the sources is, don't worry so much about the natural sugars in whole foods, like fruits and veggies. Be very mindful, though, and try to limit the added sugars. That's where the focus should be.
Okay, makes sense. Which leads to the big question, how much is too much added sugar? Are there guidelines?
Yes, there are. The World Health Organization gives a clear recommendation. For adults, they suggest limiting added sugars to no more than about 25 grams a day.
25 grams. How much is that in, like teaspoons?
That's roughly 6 teaspoons. And they actually say aiming for even less is better for health. For kids, the limit should be even lower.
6 teaspoons. Doesn't sound like a massive amount when you think about it.
It's really not. And it's surprisingly easy to go over that. Dr. Vishnoi uses a great example. Just one typical can of soda can have somewhere between 35, maybe even 40 grams of sugar.
Wow, so one drink and you've already blown past the daily recommendation.
Easily. It shows how quickly those added sugars can stack up without you even trying.
That is eye-opening. Okay, so knowing this, what can people actually do? What are some practical everyday tips to cut down on added sugar?
Number one is definitely reading labels. Get used to scanning the ingredients list and the nutrition facts panel. Look for sugar grams, but also watch out for all its other names. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, sucrose, dextrose, maltose, evaporated cane juice. The list goes on.
Become a sugar detective?
Pretty much. Another big one, swap sugary drinks. Instead of soda or sweetened juices, try water, maybe infused with fruit, or unsweetened sparkling water, or maybe coconut water in moderation.
Good swaps.
Choose whole fruits over fruit juice. You get the fiber that way. Opt for plain yogurt instead of flavored, and add your own berries or a tiny bit of honey if you need sweetness.
More control that way.
Exactly. Cooking at home more often helps hugely because you control what goes in. Also, try not to skip meals. Getting overly hungry can trigger intense sugar cravings.
Yeah, good point.
And finally, if you're used to adding sugar to, say, coffee or tea, try cutting back gradually, just a little less each week. Your taste buds actually adapt over time.
Those all feel pretty doable. And it helps to think about the upside. What are some of the benefits people might actually feel or notice when they reduce their sugar intake?
Oh, the benefits can be really noticeable and sometimes quite quickly. Many people report much more stable energy levels, fewer slumps in the afternoon.
That would be nice.
Clearer skin is another common one. Better sleep quality. Some find they feel less anxious or irritable. And then there are the longer-term health benefits, of course, lowering your risk for all those chronic issues like type 2 diabetes, heart disease. Some people naturally lose weight, especially belly fat, without even trying, just by cutting added sugars.
So it's not about total deprivation.
Not at all.
Yeah.
As Dr. Vishnoi stresses, it's about finding balance, making mindful choices. It's about awareness more than strict elimination.
That feels more sustainable. But what about those moments when, the craving just hits hard? Any strategies for managing those specific times?
Yeah, that happens. First, check your meals. Are you getting enough protein, healthy fats, and fiber? Those help keep blood sugar stable and reduce cravings.
Makes sense. Stay full.
Right. Also, stay hydrated. Sometimes thirst masquerades as hunger or a craving. And don't underestimate sleep and stress management. Being tired or stressed makes us reach for quick energy, often sugar.
True.
And if you really need something sweet, try a healthier option. A small piece of dark chocolate like 70% cocoa or higher can sometimes do the trick. Or sprinkle cinnamon on things, it adds a sweet warmth. Or just reach for a piece of fresh fruit.
Good alternatives. So if we boil it all down, sugar itself isn't the enemy. It's the overload of the added stuff that's the real problem.
That's the core message, yes. It's about quantity and source. It's about being conscious rather than restrictive, finding a balance that works for your health long term.
It's about understanding rather than just reacting to cravings.
Exactly. Knowledge empowers you to make better choices.
That really sums it up nicely. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Just take a moment today or tomorrow to reflect on your own relationship with sweetness. Are your choices conscious? Are you aware of where sugar might be sneaking in? Prioritizing that understanding, that self-care, over just reacting to a craving that seems like a really positive step.
Absolutely. And Dr. Vishnoi's work really emphasizes equipping people with that knowledge for balanced nutrition and overall well-being.
It's about taking control back, isn't it? Making informed choices for your own vitality.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, thank you so much for breaking all this down with me. It's been incredibly insightful navigating this sometimes sweet, sometimes tricky topic. I've certainly learned a lot.
My pleasure. It's an important conversation to have.
Definitely. So here's to everyone listening. May you make informed choices that lead to a healthier, more vibrant you. Thanks for joining our deep dive.